Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Ask Pete and Vinnie.
That's right guys, so as many of you may know, in this video series we take your questions that you have for us, your comments from YouTube, messages from Instagram, and we answer them right here for you.
That's right, let's go. So first question from Rafael Saavedra. So playing clean with high gain, metal riffs and solos, how much of it is in the fingers versus production?
The kind of harsh reality to the answer to that is 100% of it should be coming from your fingers. Playing with high gain, especially at high volume, it's a lot harder to control the gain coming through and the sound coming through. But that's one thing that needs to be practiced on its own.
You need to practice more,
Yeah. But that's a specific thing you can work on, is playing at high gain and high volume. It's a different thing, you have to change your touch.
Yeah, when you play loud and with loads of gain, it almost like becomes a different instrument. You need to learn how to control it differently, And I think with the production side of it, it can help a lot, in terms of it can make it easier for you to record the parts by separating some of the riffs or phrases or whatever, But production can never replace a good performance. Never. If the take is not clean, there's nothing you can do about it. It would just sound like a bad take that you're trying to produce it a bit so it sounds a bit better. So you need to practice as much as you can, so you can perform the best takes you can, and then you can use production to separate parts, create cool sounds or whatever, You can obviously do stuff many ways, which
but nothing
helps.
beats the prep.
Exactly,
nothing beats prep.
So it's better for you to come to a recording session fully prepped than just come half prepped, but just knowing that you can do it loads of times because you have all this technology it's not the right way to go, I don't think.
Yeah. So there you go.
Cool. Thanks for your question.
So the next question comes from Flavio. He says, from Brazil and US to the UK, how was and how has it been the adaptation to a new country?
That's a really good question. Thank you, Flavio. So for me, I think it'll take at least, I always say it takes about a year for you to understand where you are, Because when we move to a different country, everything's different, All your comfort's gone. You don't know anyone or barely anyone. You don't know how things work. A lot of the time you don't speak the language properly as well, which is really important. So I think you really start to feel more adaptive once you can speak a bit better, and interact with people, make friends, go out drinking, that kind of stuff. Then you have to obviously get a job and everything. So I think it's a long process, and every year that you're living abroad or whatever, you feel a bit more adapted and that you belong to that place. What I don't think it's cool is for you to just kind of not mix. A lot of people, they move from a different country, say Brazil or I don't know, Italy, Spain, and they end up just hanging out with the same people, the people from those countries. I don't think that's helpful. I think if you decided to move to a place, then you should expect to become part of that culture. Otherwise, why would you move? And I think that's the best way I can express how it felt to move, and it just takes time, basically.
I think the 1 year thing is pretty accurate,
right?
Because for me as well, obviously I speak the language. That was I can't even imagine.
Yeah, my English wasn't amazing when I came. Yeah.
That's a whole other difficulty. But yeah, even and half my family's from England, so I've been coming here every few years since I was a kid. So when I came to go to ICMP, I was like, oh yeah, it's the UK, it's fine.
Yeah.
But actually integrating into the culture, living in everyday life, also being in a big city like London, it was a shock, It was. It did take about a full year for me to feel like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. This is where I am, this is how things work,
Yeah.
And, exactly, just kind of...
But I think you did a good thing with just throwing yourself into the culture.
You just do it, of course, man. Otherwise, it's
you learn how to swim.
Otherwise, you're never going to belong to that place, and then you're always going to feel like an outsider. And I think most people can grow a little bitter if they feel like that,
Yeah, and I think that could come from isolating yourself.
Exactly,
It's just the importance of just getting out there and integrating,
So yeah, definitely not an easy thing to do, but for the brave ones out there, for me, it was the best thing I've ever done. So I definitely recommend at least you spend some time in a different country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Next question from Ibabtu. Hey, what I'd like to know for the next Q&A is what is your musical training of both of you? Thanks and obrigado and up the irons. All right.
Thanks for your question, man. Yeah, so I think we have fairly similar musical training, but for me it was picked up the guitar when I was 11, I think. Started playing acoustic, and then I took some lessons for a bit, and then I played drums for a little bit, but then went back to the guitar. I wanted to get serious, took proper lessons for about 4 years throughout high school, and then took music theory classes in high school, so I had a bit of background on that, and then just continued to practice, and then obviously when I moved to London, we went to ICMP, the music school, so now we both have degrees in performance and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I started a little bit later than Pete. I started was like, I'll say I was 12 or 13, and then I played self-taught, like by myself for like 3 years, just on the acoustic as well, mainly, you know. And eventually I found a teacher, a guy called Everton Acosta, a guy from my hometown in Brazil, and I had lessons with him for about 2 years, and that he was like the first person that really helped me the most, you know, taught me about theory and everything, chords and all sorts of stuff. And then soon after that, and then I played by myself for a bit longer, moved to London, then I didn't study for a while, which I regret, by the way. But then I decided to join music university, and that's when I met Pete, and then we graduated. And now we are basically, we had degrees in music performance. Exactly.
But I think I don't know about you, but like from a young age, going to music school was always something that I wanted to do. Yeah. Because I knew that it would be an environment where everyone is after that.
I don't think I wanted to do it. I thought I was just gonna play loads and just be in a band.
But that's what I was curious about, because I don't know, maybe it's because I had, I don't know, different environment, started different age, whatever, but I always had the idea that like, oh, music school, that sounds like such an amazing
But that's cool. Do you know what I think that is, bro? I think that's like kind of like a first world thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because in Brazil, like, I didn't have the concept of a music school. Like, they don't have like that kind of organized music training in Brazil.
Yeah, okay.
Certainly not like a rock degree, you know?
Yeah.
So I think because you're from the States, probably you know about Berkeley and the MI, you know, and everything.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But once obviously I was in London as well, then I realized, okay, this is like, people can have a career out of this, and there's like an organized academic, you know, structure to this, you know. So
and also the music scene in the city.
Exactly.
You can find any scene you want. You know.
And then when you join music school, you realize you don't know anything.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, I should be here. I knew a lot less than I thought I did. But that's good, because then it pushes you.
It's amazing how you learn a couple of riffs when you're young and you really think you're a good guitarist.
Yeah. You learn, like, you play Sweet Child of Mine to a decent degree, you're like, I'm Slash.
But that's one style of music.
Before ICMP, I didn't even know what funk was.
Yeah.
I didn't know music could sound like that, you know? And then I heard James Brown, like, what the fuck is that?
This?
But if, honestly, I'm sure you feel the same. If it wasn't for the school that we went to, I wouldn't be nearly as versatile as a musician.
100%, you know? Man. Yeah. But there's more to music than rock and metal, you know? But obviously,
but it's still the best, though.
That's what we like the most, and that's what we do. But interesting.
But so there's your answer.
Thanks for your question. Next question from Lemlin05. Thoughts on the new Trivium album?
New Trivium. Oh, well, so if you're talking about they had 2 new singles this year. Their last album came out in 2020. I thought they were not bad, although personally I haven't been a huge fan of Trivium stuff after In Waves. But don't get me wrong, they're one of my favorite bands. They're a huge one growing up. We love Trivium.
Yeah, we have a cover of In Waves as well on our channel if you'd like to check it out.
Yes.
It was really good fun tune to learn. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, so we love a bit of Trivium.
And the last question comes from Joe Graffer. He says, how long did it take until you felt like guitarists? That's an interesting one.
That's a really good question, Joe. Thank you. So I think there's different degrees of feeling like a guitarist, right? I think when you learn to play your first riff, you feel like, oh, I'm a guitarist that can do that, you know? Then you learn like a cool solo, then you feel like a bit of a better guitarist. I can play this kind of stuff now, you know? So I think it's an ongoing process, really, you know? Because really we should never stop practicing and wanting to be better. So the more you study, the more you want to learn, and then you feel like it's like a ride, really, you know. You never really feel like, okay, I'm a guitarist now. Certainly there are times that it helps as well. Say if you can pick up an acoustic guitar and play and people are singing around you, that's going to make you feel like there's a guy that plays the guitar, you know.
Yeah.
But having said that, though, I would say that if we want to talk about being a professional guitarist, I think when you get paid to play the guitar, that definitely feels like a different thing, you know. When you get paid, you can make money from it. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a really good point, actually, because I hadn't thought about the question that way, actually. Because same thing, when I first got paid to play the guitar, I was like, wow, you're a professional, really.
It's very special.
If you're doing that, you know, you're getting paid for it, you know, you feel like a professional, But then I think, yeah, as well, what makes you a guitarist is subjective from person to person.
And what do you want to be like that? You know, do you want to be a hobbyist or like?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because someone could think if they learn Smoke on the Water, they're a guitarist, which technically I guess you could be. But then also, you know, if you learn to play acoustic songs, people can sing. Then are you a guitarist? You know, so. But
exactly.
I think for me personally, it was like as soon as I could play through a song that I wanted to learn, like a Metallica song, and just do it confidently. You know, even if it's just in your bedroom, that was like, yes, I'm a guitarist.
That's such a good answer. Like when you own a piece of music that you like.
Yeah.
Because you're a fan, right? Say you got like these Metallica songs, whatever that you like. When you can play that, that's very special because you know and you love the song. So that
it's powerful. Yeah.
It translates to what you can do. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a really good. Good. I remember feeling that like that a lot when I was.
Yeah, like when you finally get it. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good question though. A lot of different ways to answer that one.
There we go. Thanks for your question. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching this Q&A video. If you have any comments, anything you'd like to know, or if we can help you with anything, please send us a comment on YouTube or get in touch over Instagram.
And as usual, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to our channel for more videos just like this. So until next time, see ya!